would like to express my thanks to the local organising committee for all the work in putting the whole conference together, but also to our British Embassy here for hosting us here with the reception and a few drinks. If you haven't got a drink, get yourself a drink, please do. I'm going to say a few words today, and actually it's on the theme of from imagination to reality. I have a reaction behind me. It's actually the motto of the British Interplanetary Society, which is probably I think the oldest space policy advocacy organisation still going. 82 years old yesterday. That's how long we've been doing space in the UK. Well, I don't think Alistair looks that old, does he? No, I may be just in the middle of space things these days, but I feel that the whole world of space has never been so exciting as it is right now for many years, probably since the days of the space race. Isn't it interesting that the top box office rated film right at the moment is probably the most realistic depiction of space exploration we've seen in many a year? Who's seen The Martian so far? Yeah? Who thought it was good? Yeah? Excellent, good. If you haven't seen it, is Matt Damon going to get an Oscar? I think probably deserves it, certainly the film does. It's also fascinating, you may not know this, that the London Science Museum right now is hosting an amazing exhibition of the early years of the Russian space program, the Soviet space program. If you go there, you'll find the most amazing Russian space hardware that's never been brought out of Russia before, never been in the same place before, even in Russia. So go there and see that. If you haven't got a chance to see it, you're in for a treat, trust me. And for we Brits, it's kind of exciting because we're just under 9 weeks away from the launch of Tim Peake, the first British astronaut to go to the International Space Station, and that's certainly going to raise the visibility of space activities in the UK. That's all exciting stuff. But it's also really a time of change in the space community. I think change is sweeping through the whole sector, and old models are being challenged. And so it's kind of an interesting existential question for people in space agencies. What is the role of a national space agency? What are we here to do? Are we relevant anymore? I want to convince you that we are. What we're trying to do in the UK is create the 21st century space agency. The point is that nobody owes the space community a living. We have to kind of justify our existence. We can't just rely on the inspiration of Matt Damon to keep us going forward. We have to be relevant to society's needs. And of course we need to support industry and technology and all of that. We're doing that. We work with the science community, the industry community. But we also need partnerships with entrepreneurs and novel business models. And again, we're doing that in the UK with where we're going with some of our new space activities that go beyond traditional models. We need a sustained dialogue with our citizens and our stakeholders to explain how space matters. That basically means the people who are paying for the government part of space activities, they have a right to know. And all of us need to work on that advocacy part, that explanation part of why space matters. And we've got to inspire the next generation. We all say that, but we mean it certainly in what we're doing in the UK. We started from a good place in the UK. We have some fantastic technology. A quarter of the world's commercial satellite communications satellites go through UK factories. UK spacecraft industry built the platform that got Europe to the comet with the Rosetta mission. It's all great technology. Very important in looking down and understanding the changing planet. UK scientists really key on projects like CryoSat, understanding what we're doing to our planet. And we've got a new mission, Biomass, coming along, the first mission to try and produce an accurate maps of forest biomass and try and put some numbers on the effect on carbon emissions from deforestation. Very important when we start to think about COP21 conference coming along in Paris shortly. So far so good, that's all great. But space is not only about exploration, not only about science, it's also the threshold of offering mankind routine, seamless, global, interconnected communication services that enhance our quality of life. So that's really at the heart of our national space policy. All sorts of things we're doing. I give just 2 examples. Trying to drive down the cost of space access. It unifies our work on small satellites, CubeSats. Fantastic capability with satellites, with Clyde Space, in low-cost satellite technology. But we're also working on developing a UK spaceport by 2020 to improve space access. But we're also working on revolutionary technologies, the Sabre engine that will enable reusable access to space, and much lower cost than today to move beyond the world of throwaway rockets. We've got to get much better at using the space infrastructure. I'm just an engineer and we like building things, but actually using the infrastructure is just as important. Using Galileo, using Copernicus, using all the small satellites we're putting up. And there are lots of opportunities for the future. I think we think about always on the move broadband, but also how the world of autonomous vehicles, how is space technology playing into technologies for autonomous vehicles. But all of this, international cooperation is at the heart of what we do. It's in our DNA. The world's first international space project was between NASA and the UK, Ariel 1, and in the 54 years since Ariel 1 was launched, almost everything we do is through international cooperation. And this spirit is embodied in our new International Partnership Space Programme. The activity is building relationships with lots of new friends, new partners across the world. We have a project with South Africa and Ghana to demonstrate the use of satellite technology to improve flight safety. Today, Africa is 3% of global air travel, but roughly 20% of air accidents. We want to do something about that. We also want to tackle social challenges, creating inclusive digital economies. So we're working with the Equity Bank of Kenya to bring maternal and child health services to physically and technologically disconnected communities in Africa. And where other projects involve Mexico, Vietnam, Malawi, Kazakhstan, I could go on. We calculated yesterday, I set it as my team a challenge, we reckon we have 50 international partnerships within the UK Space Programme. And a lot of what we're doing is focused and brought down to earth with our UK Space Gateway at Harwell near Oxford. It's a unique space cluster embedded in a much wider science and technology community. Thousands of professionals, fantastic world-class science facilities. And Harwell, you'll now find ESA. You'll find ESA's XSAT Centre, their Centre for Commercial Satellite Communications and Applications. You'll find the new Rutherford Appleton Laboratories National Test Facilities, new 5-metre test facilities in a fantastic new facility. You'll also now find more than 50 companies. 50 companies have found that Harwell is the right place to be, to build an environment, to interact, to build the future together. And it's that exciting vision of a space-enabled future that is at the heart of the Harwell campus and the heart of the UK space vision for the future. So it's one reason why you want to come and visit us. We're creating this business-friendly environment, this world of the future. So come and visit us, and thank you for your attention, and enjoy the beer this afternoon.